as she started a new job yesterday in Mississippi, and is on the connection right now, live from her what do you call it, a modular double wide in
fabuloso
a fabuloso prefab in Mississippi. A couple of interesting, and I'm going to get into this fogger. Christine, you had a chance to see this at work at my house before you left, right?
At work, yes.
Oh, you didn't see? I didn't. Everybody thinks they're gonna die if they breathe it in. I don't think it's gonna kill you if you breathe it in.
No, it was very effective.
It works. You're gonna see how amazing this thing works. This fogger works, and all you do is before you're gonna have your little outdoor barbecue or something, you go out and you fog up the backyard, and it literally gets rid of the mosquitoes, and it lasts for up to 6 hours. And even my wife says it works. And it's made in New York Mills by the Fountain Group. Fountainhead Group? Is that right? Do I have that right, Andrew?
The Fountainhead Group,
in New York Mills.
And also, if you're a big fan of the movie Full Metal Jacket, there's two parts to it. There's the Paris Island, and then there's like the war-torn Vietnam in the end.
So
it's like the final scene.
You've seen it at work.
Of Full
Yeah.
It's like the final scene of Full Metal Jacket, just yellow smog in the air.
Every once in a while, I'll do a big cloud of it, and all of a sudden the wind will take it in the wrong direction, and I'll be hold your breath, it's coming, and the gigantic cloud just kind of.
I was going to say, you mentioned that it doesn't cause death, but I think I'm growing a third ear, as I said earlier.
A few issues that I want to throw at you before we get this thing over the break. I'm going to have to go outside to do it. You obviously can't do it indoors.
Thank you.
I'll get to that. FBI Director James Comey says they recommend no criminal charges against Hillary Clinton. That came out yesterday. And the other interesting thing he said yesterday is that no one but him, he is the only one that knew the end result, right, Christine? I mean, this was, which probably was in response to Trump, who said, "Oh yeah, I know what's going to happen. Somebody told me."
Right, and also in response to the meeting between Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch that happened the other day, indicating that even Loretta Lynch wasn't completely aware of what he was going to say.
Right.
I thought it was interesting that he did say that the State Department had the worst practices regarding email security of any government agency.
Yeah, isn't that just unbelievable when you think about it?
Condemning.
I mean, home businesses in your neighborhood probably were more secure and more careful. That's scary. President Obama, right after the announcement came out that there would be no charges, Obama went after Trump. And the question here that people were asking, does Trump make Obama stutter? Does he get nervous when talking about Trump? You listen, you decide. Okay, I don't know. Maybe he just gets nervous. I don't know what it is. And I hate it when actors begin to get into politics. Matt Damon.
So do I.
Is
Especially him.
All over the news now with his latest. He got into a bit of trouble in a recent interview when he said he wants gun control in America, but he wants it like Australia's. He feels we should have the same gun ban that Australia has.
You guys did it here in one fell swoop. And
does he think that he's going to be able to go over to Australia and give an interview and it's not going to get back here?
I wish that could happen in my country, but it's not. It's such a personal issue for people that we cannot talk about it sensibly. People get so emotional, and so that even when you make a suggestion about like keeping people, not selling AK-47s to people on terror watch lists, you know what I mean? That's like a non-starter. And so I don't know what needs to happen. Obviously, mass shootings aren't going to do it.
Can you just go out and buy an AK-47?
You cannot.
Okay. Well, then we had this discussion right before you went on vacation, and
these are guns that are made to look like they're militarized weapons.
So I don't know, Bill. I know virtually nothing about guns. I've never fired a gun, but the research that I found, or the articles that I found, said that there was just a slight adjustment, and that the it's not the M16, it's the what's the
AK-47?
No, the
AR-15.
The AR-15. That those were made for the military, and the only modification was that the air pump or the air compressor went from under the gun to the back of the gun. That was the modification.
Then I guess my question would be, why then have these people that are going in and doing these mass shootings, why haven't they modified the guns? None of them have been modified. They've used the guns as they are. And I think the point that people are making on the Second Amendment side is that there are many other guns out there that would cause far more damage. And you remember Joe Lode was on talking about this in his own way, but he's right. There are many other guns out there that are completely legal that don't look like this is your tiny little I don't know, pick a little compact car.
It's like the Fiat.
Take your Fiat. Okay, not a good example, I don't think. But take one like
your Yugo.
A Yugo and dress it up and make it look like it's a sports car.
Right.
It's one of those little 4 cylinders that looks like it's a sports car, but in reality, it can't go any faster than your. As a matter of fact, it's not as fast as or powerful as your other vehicles. The same would apply to these guns. They're made to look like this. Their performance is lesser than something else that you might use for hunting.
So, just 2 quick thoughts. I think it's irresponsible for Damon to come out and say we sell AK-47s to terrorists when we don't. I think that sends the wrong message. Secondly, and again, I was on the other end of this debate with you. I will say this. To me, it's really unsettling that a guy who went and did what he did was able to legally buy that gun. However, the truth is, even if they didn't sell him the gun, we see this in other parts of the country all the time. What do? They find explosives and they strap a vest on themselves.
Sure,
and then they walk into a place where
and
they
by the
can
way,
wipe out 50
are we going
people.
to outlaw pressure cookers because that's what they used in the Boston bombings? You're never going to be able. It's a mentality. It's a societal thing that is going on right now, and you will not stop them by taking the weapons out of their hands. It's a culture. And look what's going on in Chicago. How do you prevent what's going on in Chicago? It has some of the toughest gun laws in the country, in the city of Chicago, yet people are dying every day there. There's a culture that needs to be dealt with. That's what we have to go after, not necessarily the guns. The guns are, if they don't have guns, they're going to use something else. They'll be stabbing people. It is the culture that has to change, not necessarily the gun laws and all of that. Listen, I will tell you this. I am very excited as whenever I am, like when you see Saranac and you're in Boston and you see Saranac beer, somebody's across the bar drinking a Saranac, you have this little piece of pride, don't you? I feel the same way when I look out at a Lowe's in Boston or a Home Depot and I look and there is this Black Flag fogger that is being sold to get rid of mosquitoes in the backyard, and people are buying it, and it's made right here in New York Mills, right here. And I have one right here. I'm going to light it now, and I'm going to get out. Do you mind if I just light it? I'm just going to light it, and then I'll
don't point
leave.
it at me. I've never seen this before.
There'll be a little bit of emission, just a slight emission, nothing really bad.
Okay.
Okay, but this
Close the studio door, would you?
This is the Black Flag Insect Fogger. It's propane powered. It is available at all of the stores, including the big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. I purchased mine, I believe, at Lowe's, but I think you might even be able to go right to New York Mills and buy them. I'm not sure exactly, but anyway, I will tell you this: it's made in New York Mills, New York, by the Fountainhead Group, and you light it. I'm going to light it up here. You'll be able to hear how this thing will light, and then I have to let it warm up for 2 minutes. I'm going to go outside. You'll be able to look out the window and see me as I fog the backyard. Now, there's a guy out there mowing. I'll try to keep clear of him. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. So this has an auto igniter on it. So you turn on the gas, which I'm going to do here, and I'm not going to point it at you.
And it's propane. It's propane powered.
The little propane tanks you put in here, see? And I'm going to turn it on. You'll be able to hear it. Come on, I think the gas will be coming out.
Are we Facebook Living this?
I will. Hang on.
It's too late for that. I can't be waiting for that. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, big flame there. Okay, now it is lit. It is now going to start emitting something, so I better get out of here. But I'm going to take it outside, and then you will be able to see how this thing kills mosquitoes like you've never seen before. Made in New York Mills. Hold on tight. Coming right back at WIBX.